Hi everyone, my name is Raquel Nunez, and today I will be presenting my case study. So I decided to do my case study with the City of Tampa City Council, a first reading agenda that was presented on March 5th, 2020. So originally, I had attended the city council meeting March 12 at 6 p.m., which was located in the old City Hall building. I believe it was on Kennedy Boulevard, for those of you familiar with Tampa. And then during the meeting, they called the meeting to order, spoke on 2 agenda items, and then the rest of the time, it was like an hour that we were there. They talked about the coronavirus and how they were thinking about postponing not just that meeting for that day, but every other meeting until like mid-April, which now that I look at the dates, I don't think they're gonna have another meeting anytime soon. But it was my first time attending a city council meeting, so I was very excited. It was quite the experience being on camera, like when someone would stand up to talk, you could see yourself in the background. So that was pretty cool. And I definitely want to go back. Like after all of this dies down, I thought it was pretty interesting, and like just hearing everyone talk and like how fast, they would vote on things. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I attended that meeting. Nothing came out of it. They did not talk about the first agenda item that I thought they were going to talk about on that meeting. So what I ended up doing was, they do record them and they leave them on their website for you. So I went back to a meeting that was recorded on March 5th, 2020 at 9 a.m. So I watched the recording on that, and then the first reading item that I have decided is item 61, an ordinance of the City of Tampa providing authority for the issuance of bonds for assistance to the University of Tampa. The issue presented is that, let me pull this up. The issue we will be discussing today is how the University of Tampa brought the ordinance for the request of revenue bonds, a type of municipal bond that state and local bonds issue for large projects that can help fund projects such as schools, which is what UT is doing, roads, or other public needs. So there are a couple of stakeholders in that. The University of Tampa, they were requesting what I thought was a large amount, $147,500,000 was the total that the bonds were going to be for. And then they were just doing projects on the school, like getting a bigger fitness center, better parking, and paying off some old debt with that money. So that, paying off debt makes sense to me, especially right now. And then I did want to talk a little bit about the history of UT, because I actually found this interesting. I did not know this at all about the college, but they were originally founded in 1933, and it used to be the old Tampa Bay Hotel. So what the hotel did was, or their shareholders, they sold the hotel, or contracted it out to the University of Tampa, and UT signed a contract with the City of Tampa to lease the property for just $1 a year for the next 100 years. So I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know that at all. I know that I did look at the prices of UT, to attend as a student, and it is very costly because it's a private university, so I understand that. But something that I thought was interesting with that is that they can, instead of having to pay rent, they can use that money for other stuff to make their school better, make their school stand out from other schools. So that was pretty interesting. And then let's move here to the stakeholders and their perspective. So the first stakeholder would definitely be the University of Tampa. For them to take out, such a massive loan and investment, it means that they're counting on that to pay off in the long run. And then the school needs to maintain like a high level of enrollment, which is how they're going to, pay that back. So, those were all things that were mentioned in the city council meeting. And then the next stakeholder would be the city of Tampa, although they have a much lesser stake than UT, of course. However, its relationship with the school is critical to both the success of the school and the success of the city. If the school does poorly in its management of the bonds issued, this can reflect poorly on the school and then lead to the city council members' distrust of UT. Meaning that in the future, if UT needs their help again, guess what? It's not going to happen. So, the University of Tampa they're banking on it going smoothly, essentially. And then the last stakeholder at play is the municipal bond market and those that invest in that market. I know that right now it has not been going well, as of late because of the recent pandemic and things. And then the market continues to dip. So, it will be less likely for many schools, UT included, to be able to utilize that bond market. So we'll see what happens with that. I know, the world's got their eye on it. So, an eye on the issue, the pandemic and stuff. So hopefully things start getting better soon. And then for my recommendation, it would be for UT to hold off on investing in the educational facilities. Like, part of what they were trying to build was like a bigger parking lot, a bigger fitness center and things like that. And I feel like right now, maybe that might not be the smartest move. If you need to take out a bond, still take it out to pay off older debt if that's going to save you money in the long run. But right now might not be the best time to invest in the school. I think later down the future, when things start getting better, the market starts getting better and this pandemic is over, then, that would be good. But right now, I personally wouldn't. And then there's no telling how things would go. I mean, with what's happening now, it's been virtual. Like, everyone's in a virtual classroom. We are at SPC, and my daughter is as well. She's in first grade. So, investing in a fitness center right now, like, that kind of doesn't make sense with this whole social distancing stuff. So I think the University of Tampa should definitely hold off on the projects that are not deemed necessary and instead pay off older debt. In addition, work to keep the students happy with the online option that they have. And then I did want to speak about as well the city council members. So we have a total of 7 districts. And then some of the city council members, to the meeting that I actually attended in person on March 12th, they were absent. And then the names of the city councilors, we have Joseph Citro, Charlie Miranda, John Dingfelder, Bill Carlson, Orlando Goodies, Guido Maniscalco, and Luis Vieira. Luis Vieira, he's from District 7. He seemed to be the one that was leads like all the meetings for the city council, because the one that I attended that day on March 12th, as well as the one that I saw on CCTV, that one as well, he was the one leading that that meeting. And yes, so that is my project. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the day. Stay safe, stay indoors, and yes. Oh, and sorry, I'm not done actually. My expert interview. So for my expert interview, I had the hardest time finding someone during this time. I have emailed UT. I've tried getting in touch with the attorney that they had present at the at the meeting, at the city council meeting. I have called UT many times, like they have a special department, you know, for the public and stuff. I tried everything and I was not able to reach anyone that would know something specific to that issue, that, you know, that first reading agenda item. So what I did was, because I did want to know more on municipal bonds and like what they were, how do they work, why are they there, you know, answer all those questions for me. So I actually ended up doing a phone call to Fidelity Investment. They're the company that handled my 401k at work. And then the gentleman was so helpful. His name was Peter H. And he gave me a lot of information like over the phone as to like how it works. The way that he explained it was municipal bonds are almost like a toll booth. Like you have to pay to get through, essentially, was the way that he put it. And then, you know, he gave me a website, which was great, like tons of information that I'm sure I could have found on my own, but it was really helpful to like talk to someone about it, you know, someone that would know at least a little something about that. So I thought that was really interesting. I wish I had worked on my project in February, like before all of this happened, because I did enjoy last semester. I really enjoyed my expert interview, doing it face to face, and I feel like I learned so much from my expert. I really would have liked that, you know, to happen this time around. So unfortunately it didn't, but maybe next semester we'll see. And also I really apologize if the quality of my video isn't so great. I'm actually recording on an old iPad right now since my laptop decided it doesn't want to let me use my camera. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great night.